Hi, well, my YouTube channel. This is the first ever go I've had at live streaming. Um, God only knows how it works. There's lots of weird and wonderful things. I don't know if I can get it up on my iPad. Anyway, if you've not been onto this channel before, I basically mainly repair or restore old vintage radios, mainly transistor stuff, but I have sort of dabbled with some Volvo stuff recently. Editing, for however many of you have got YouTube channels, you'll know that editing the videos takes forever and ever. So thought I would go to live stream. I'm using the phone, so I don't really know what it does. I think there's chat on here somewhere, but I'm not sure how that works. So feel free to ask any questions on chat. So personal update, really. I've had some issues recently with my health. Well, my own fault, really. So that at the local pub one evening with the dogs. Sat on the bar stool happily drinking a pint of beer, and someone else's dog came into the pub, and I got dragged backwards by my dog in the bar stool and landed on my back. Injured my back fairly bad. Ended up in A&E in the casualty department next day for x-rays. Luckily I didn't break anything, but it's put me out of action for nearly a month actually. I literally just got back to driving now. I think on Friday I popped down to pick up a radio, which I'll show you a bit later. That was my third time ever driving since doing it. So anyway, got a few people watching now. Again, I don't know how the chat works, so I'm going to touch things from time to time. Yeah, top chat. Yeah, okay, I don't know how that works exactly, but yeah, so that's basically an update on my health situation. I haven't really been able to work at all. Those of you that know me know I do a bit of photography. I photograph old accident damaged vehicles for insurance companies. Haven't been able to do that because basically I've been able to drive. So hopefully next week is going to be my first week back. I've been doing bits and pieces to radios, but haven't been able to do a lot again because I couldn't sit down for any length of time. So update on the channel. I've hit the 1,000 subscribers. I did that quite a while ago actually. I'm currently at 1174. That's set from a look just now, so thanks to everybody that has subscribed. They did take a long time to remonetize the channel though. It must have been 3 months after hitting the 1,000 before I got monetized again. That's YouTube politics anyway, which I'm not getting into. I've got loads and loads of videos lined up. As I say, just the time taken to edit them. You've noticed I've had quite a few coming out recently because I've been able to sit and do bits and pieces. I haven't been able to do a lot else, so I've got plenty more coming up. I'll get onto upcoming videos in a minute. I've got some repairs in still at the moment. I've got a Shorrock, which is like a vintage airband radio that's based on the Decca TP85. That's proven to be a bit of a pig to get done, to be fair. I've currently got it working. I've done the transistors, I've got them sorted. There were shorts on them, the capacitors were all over the shop, the IF was out on AM, but currently I can't get the most important part of it, which is the airband working. So that one's, you know, you spend so long on a radio and you look at it, you look at it, you look at it, and in the end you just got to put it down and move on to something else and come back to it because it does your head in house. So that's been ongoing for a while. I've got a Grundy Yacht Boy for Tim. So Tim, if you're watching, apologies, mate, but I still haven't got round to having another look at it. Again, I spent a week on that, and it needs restringing. The transistors are shot. It needs a recap. Lots of stuff. What else have I been doing? I've got an ITT international touring in at the moment. Again, these German radios, they're so complex. I just got to get my head around them sometimes. It takes a lot of head scratching before I can arrive at a fix. But that one, I've had a quick look at it. It wants an LED conversion as well. The customer wants, the bulbs are both blown, to be honest, so it does need something doing. So that one's going to be coming up. I need to get the Shorrock done. I need to get the yacht buoy out for another look. Probably need some alcohol for that. And what else have we got? I've got Hacker Centurion record player in, which again, I've not done a record player. I've dabbled with my own record player, but I've not repaired a record player yet. That needs a new power supply, not a new power supply, a new power plug. Because the 3-pin plug that they use is a little bit like the Australian plugs, and that's not available over here. So I've got to somehow redesign the power inlet on it, and its hummings, it needs the filter capacitors done, and basically a complete overhaul. So videos coming up. You've seen the series I've got at the moment on the R707. Well, the last of the series, which I think is number 6, video number 6, is actually on Patreon at the moment. It's been on Patreon for a few days now, so I'll pop it across later on. So if you want to see that, the last video of the R707 Roberts that went out to France, that'll be coming up probably later today. What is it now? It's getting on. Well, it's 2:45 at the moment. Actually, time's flying by. I thought I'd leave it a little bit later because I've got a lot of viewers in the States and down in Australia. In fact, I've got quite a lot in South Korea as well, but for some reason, a lot of viewers. Anyway, so up and coming videos, as I say, I've got the R707 that'll be coming out soon. I've got something a little bit different. If you repair stuff and people get to know that you repair stuff, you get friends, neighbors drop you in bits and pieces. Can you ever look at this? So I never say no. I always ever go at anything. And I've recently had a Hoover cordless vacuum in for repair. Chap bought it brand new, and it never worked from day one. So I think he kicked up about it, and I think they sent him out another one in the end. But he still had this old brand new one that he'd had for, I think he's had it for a year or so, a couple of years, sat in the cupboard doing nothing. So I said, yeah, I'll have a look at it. And I won't sort of go into too much detail, but it basically needed a new battery pack. And I mean, I've got the old battery stuck in behind my eye. Yeah, there's loads of the things. So let's take them down to the battery recycling thing. I don't know, as I say, has anybody got chat? I've got 11 viewers now, but I don't think there's any chat coming up. Who knows? I was going to try and log in on this one as well and see if I could get it. Let's just have a quick try on that. See if I can get my... See if it'll come up on here. Let's try going live on that as well. Nope. Doesn't appear to be doing anything. Oh well. Perhaps if I sign out and sign back, I can actually send myself messages. Let's just sign into my other account. Let's go to subscriptions. I should be able to find myself in here. I hope I'm subscribed to myself. Yeah, it says I'm live. Okay, so let's go into that. Ah, right, okay. I can see the chat now. I can't see it on my phone for some reason. I can see the chat now. I can't see it on my phone for some reason. I need to mute this a minute. Hang on. I need to mute this a minute. Hang on. Right, there we are. So, Colin Paplin, sunny Essex. Yeah, greetings, mate. Up here in North Devon. Apologies for looking over here, but it's not coming up there for some reason. I don't know why. And Vintage Electronics Repair. Hello there, Andy, isn't it? Hello, Andy. All right, mate? Hope you're doing all right up there, up in the north. Yeah, Noise Jammer. Cheers, mate. Thumbs up. So yeah, let's get back to business then. So yeah, Hoover battery pack, that's coming up soon. Very kindly, a manufacturer actually donated a battery, basically so I could make the video and sort it out for me, mate. I've got loads and loads of video stuff still lined up. I've done a lot of pocket radios for a regular customer of mine recently. In fact, I've done 7, so I might do a series with all 7 in them. Again, it's mainly stuff like capacitors in there, but there's a couple funny little bits and pieces I've had to do to a couple of them, a couple conversions and interesting stuff. I've also had a request to do another video on my lamp limiter, because apparently I didn't go into enough detail for one of my viewers on the wiring. So he wanted to really see how I wired it A to B and just a bit more detail. So probably do a little video on that and just upload it as an update. So who else we got in? No one at the moment, no other messages. So let's get on with what I was going to do first, and that is I've got some unboxing to do. One I've had here actually for probably about three months, and I haven't unpacked it yet, which is a bit worrying based on what it is. So I'll get that underway in a second. Cheers, Radio Shop. That's Buddy, isn't it? Yeah, hello, Buddy. How you doing, mate? Yeah, I'm not sure what the video quality looks all right. Looking at the screen myself, there's a little bit of lag, but fingers crossed everybody can hear me all right, because I've got no way of knowing what my microphone level is. So if someone could just let me know if the sound's okay, that'd be great. So without further ado, I want to get the first radio over to have a look at. Some of you that have seen my videos and know I've done a bit of a clean up on the bench, look. Got to be done on it. So here we go. Let's get the light up a bit further. So it's not glaring out. Fragile with care, I hope. Again, this is a little bit unusual for me, but I'll explain a bit more when I actually get the thing open. Cheers, Noise Jammer, thanks for that. As I say, never done a live stream before, so certainly going to save me doing some editing, because literally if I shoot a 1 hour video, it takes me over an hour just to go through it, let alone trying to edit it. Okay, so yeah, not a bad packing job on this one. We've got some cardboard in. I had an R707 in that I bought for myself the other day, and again, that's another video that'll be coming up soon. So I bought it for the battery eliminator. Right, okay, let's get this out. It's not bad packed, that actually, nice strong box. Anybody guess what it is? Oh, you must. Andy will certainly know what this is. Well, you might know. Cheers, Dan. Nice to have you on board, mate. Always catch up with your channel as well. As I say, I'm only using my smartphone to do this, and I've got it sort of jammed. I've pulled in my car phone holder. Anybody guess what this is yet? Can you see through the wrapping? Come on, someone must know what it is. Okay. Hopefully we've not got any damage on this. As I say, it's gone past the feedback point now, so I can't really complain if it is damaged, because I've had it for too long. But which bush? That's the question. Which bush? You may be able to see it's a strange sort of colour to the normal ones that you've probably seen. I've now made a complete mess of the room again, which is about normal really. Oh, mind the camera. Well, he's done not a bad job of packing it, to be fair. Anybody got any more guesses apart from Bush? It's got a nick out of the plastic there, but I think that was already in there. Hi Sean, good to have you on board, mate. Normally we have a chat on a Sunday, so you get me live now on a Sunday. So yeah, we got a bit out there now. I don't know whether that's in the packing or not. I'll have to go through that later. But yeah, this is a bit more unusual. Let's get my iPad back out of the way there. Strange black bump. AC only. Any ideas, anybody? Come on. It is a Bush. And it's in the style of the TR-82. But this is actually, I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. Can you see that? Maybe, maybe not. There you go. Everybody got that? It is an MB60. So what's an MB60? Let me get a screwdriver a minute if I can find one. Let's get the back open and I'll show you. Now, I'm not going to be firing this one up today. To open this pretty carefully. Alright, okay, well the seller knew what he was doing with this one. So, what have we got then? All these little things. This is a Evolve radio. Let's get these little packing bits out. Yeah, seller's packed this up quite nice actually. That looks like it belongs in the radio, so I'll leave that there. Now it's a mains or battery, which I assume is where the MB comes from. Let's get the light in over this way a bit better. You don't want to see me, you want to see the radio really. I can't zoom in unfortunately, so that's about as good as it's going to get. So yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 valve radio. It takes, in fact I've got one of the batteries it takes here. So this I got in another radio. It's 90 volt B131. I think that would sit in there. It did. Tight squeeze that. Now, those of you who've been following my videos and watching them for a while will know that I had a very rare Evolve portable Bush, the EBM 60. Well, I sold that to one of my subscribers, one of my Patreons actually, that he'd been after one for a long time, and I mean I happened upon one at a radio rally and picked it up. Didn't pay a massive amount for it, and he'd literally been looking and looking. So I said, look, I will part with it, depending on what you want to pay for it. So we agreed on a price, and he's chuffed to bits. He's actually going to be, well, I don't know if he's restored it yet or not, but anyway, the battery tabs are down here somewhere, jammed in underneath. Don't pull it around too much. Yeah, that's the battery tag for the HT battery, and it takes 2 just normal D cells sitting underneath here. Basically that undoes and they screw in there. So I am going to be looking forward to doing this one, because the EBM 60 I had, someone had already gone through and replaced all the old capacitors. This one doesn't look like it's been touched, which is great news. The only sad thing is I haven't got the power supply for it, and it's strange because there's like a little bit of bakelite. Yeah, I think you're right, Sean. Yeah, the D cells, I think they're in parallel, so I think it's 1.5 volts for the heaters, but then again, I'm not a Evolve man, so Anybody that's into valve stuff will tell me a hell of a lot more than I can tell you on this. So we've got the transformer on here. Now in the other one, the EBM60, the transformer's all black tar potted. Well, this one's open, which is quite nice. It's actually sat in the, I think it's 230 volt position at the moment. I might pop it into the 250 volt. So yeah, we've got old Hunts there. Look, Hunts. They all need changing. These electrolytics, I did buy some metal ones for the EBM60 and put them in, and I did find that the resistors were out of sync. We've got another resistor in this one which wasn't in the EBM60. But yeah, they use these little tiny valves. I can't remember what you call them now, but let's just wiggle one out very gently. That's a DAF 96, but these are low voltage valves. You see they're tiny. Compare that to a normal valve. We've got a normal valve knocking about. Yeah, I have. Well, I say normal valve. This is a UCH81, which I bought in for another one of my valve radios. You can see the difference in size there. Look. I mean, this is a small valve anyway, but yeah, let's wrap that one back up. Out of the way. Let's put this one back in. I don't want to stop pulling them out and not going. The valve contacts look a little bit corroded, so there you are. This is a long wave, medium wave only. You've got tone. So basically, strangely enough, normally it's volume switches it on and off. But on this one, it's tone switches it on and off, and it's long wave or medium wave. So a couple issues with it. We've got a little bit missing out here. There's a bit of burning on the plastic front, and the metal bits missing out the center there, but I have got another one of those. So all the trim is brass, pretty tarnished. Again, that should come up quite nice. That'd be a nice little radio, that. And I think I will keep that. Well, I always say I'll keep them. I never want to part with any of them. I'm sure that Sean will confirm that, because he's the same. Once you spent hours and hours doing a radio, you never want to part with it. So yeah, I mean, if anyone else got a power lead for one of these, well, that would be great. Try it on mains. Otherwise, I've got to make up one of these with 9-volt cells. Let's get that one back up out of the way a minute. Let's put that one down safely out of the way. So that's the Bush EBM60. Now, I did have some info on that for you. Sorry, MB60. So made 1957 to 1959, that is. 5 tubes, as we said, or valves. Super het. Or anything else interesting on it? Not really. But they do have all the schematics and everything. This is a radio museum, by the way. If anyone isn't a member of the radio museum, I would highly recommend it. It's not the easiest thing to join. They've got lots of little quirks, but I use them. I'm probably on the radio museum site every day, I would say. So it's well worth joining. I think you can join without paying, but I did pay many years ago, and I've uploaded pictures of my radios, schematics they haven't got, things like that. That just gives you credits, and you can download what you want then. So anyway, what have we got next then? We got a big one next. Now I wonder what this is. This is a big old box, and look at the covering. That's very retro, look. The old wood chip wallpaper, or I think we used to call it donkey breakfast. So let's get back to my YouTube there. Okay, let's get unwrapping then. This has literally only come in Thursday or Friday last week, so it's a bit, makes a bit of a rattling noise, so who knows. Wood chip wallpaper, that, eh? Takes me back to the days when that's all you could afford was this old wood chip stuff. Paint it, usually magnolia. My nice tidy workshop is getting trashed again. It doesn't take long. You take a day before it gets back to normal. So let's have a look in here then. Newspaper, covered now. Crumpled up newspaper can be alright. Not my favourite, but chuck that out of the way. Right, let's get that out of the way. Okay. Oh, my iPad keeps going off. So apologies if anyone's put a message in there on the chat, but it's lagging a little bit. It should be full HD. It should be. Right, any ideas what this is yet then? What do you reckon? Is it a Volver? Is it a Volve radio, do you think? Sean reckons it's Volve. Anyone else? It's that size. It's pretty lumpy bit of kit. And that's not Philips or Pi. Keep going. It's not a Volve radio. I'm going to tell you that. Not a Volve radio. Right. Any more ideas? See, we got a little bit of a bezel on the bottom there, with some knobs on. No? Here we go then. Any idea still? Still looks like a Volve radio, doesn't it? But it's not. It's something that I've been after. What's that, Dan? Yours autoed at 240p, but could get it to 720p. I'm not sure what the resolution is on this. I know I'm actually, the camera is recording at, I think it's 1920 by 1080, which is full HD. So whether it'll come out 720, I don't know. Nobody know on this? Come on. What about that label down the bottom there? Can you read that? Let's go a little bit closer. How about that? That's got to give you a clue now, surely, before I turn it round. I've got some beer here as well, which I must have a quick swig of. No takers? Come on. Surely some of you that have saying this, I've never had one of these. I've always wanted one. This one's unfortunately not that brilliant, but we'll look at that in a minute, because I'm actually going to have a go at firing this one up. There's nothing really damage-wise on it that wasn't showing up. The sad thing with these old radios is the back panels, the what do you call them? I suppose it's dial plate, isn't it? I'm sure that's glass or plastic. Feels like plastic, this one. Basically, the lettering starts peeling off from behind. This one, it looks like we've got the lettering, but it looks like the beige colour has been peeling off. So I'm going to put you out your misery, look. It's a Dinatron. If I turn it around, I don't know if you can see that. It's the Linnet. It's a Dinatron Linnet. And it was one of their early transistor radios. From memory, it was based on the... Can read the badge? Surely you can read that. No, not focusing. Yeah, so the electrics were based on the Dinatron Nomad TP11. Yeah. So this is virtually the same radio. That's not German, it's British, believe it or not. And welcome Theo Bovril. Good old Bovril. So let's whip the back panel off and say it certainly looks like a Volv radio, doesn't it? It's not massive like the big wooden Volv radios. I haven't got one to hand that I can show you. But let's just push these up. Oh, that's not good news. Look, we've still got the batteries in there. Proper old blue Ever-Readies as well. Oh, well, that one's not going to do a lot of good, because the terminal's not even soldered on. Look, dry joint alert. Have a link to Hacker. Oh yes, yeah, they do. Hacker was formed by the Hacker brothers, who left Dinatron to form Hacker. So yeah, you're right there, Sean. Let's put that back panel. Just put it over there a minute. Yeah, these are a little bit different. As I say, they use the same chassis as the Dinatron Nomad. So we've got two PP9 batteries here. As I say, I've got a dry joint on that one, so I'm not sure whether they're in series or not on this. God knows, the wiring on these is weird. If anyone's worked on a Nomad, we've got some big, probably 10-inch ferrites there too. So instead of having one ferrite for long wave and one for medium wave, we've got one for long and one for medium, instead of them both coils being on the same ferrite. It also uses these little funny little top hat transistors. I think they're Edis1. Edis1, I think that's how you pronounce it. And we've got these horrible Plessy capacitors. Let's get you a little bit closer. I don't know if you can see in on the board there. See, there's like a little top hat. And they're quite rare actually. You can still get them, but what you can't get is the output transistors, because I've got a Dinatron Gypsy over there with a blown output. It's a package of two outputs sandwiched together and sealed, so you can't separate them, and one is gone, so I need another pair, but they're unobtainable from anywhere. So have a quick look to see if we've got any power in these batteries then. I've lost my chat again. God, I've got to stop this timing out somehow. Okay, so let's have a quick look to see if we've got any power in these batteries. 0.07 in that one, that's pretty good. And 0.28 in that one. So I think they best come out. Yeah, they're rusty, look. nice to have the old, I've got a red one somewhere, because you can, of course, scan the labels and you could stick them over the battery packs that I make. So I'm sure you've seen those. And that's my PP9 battery packs that I make on the 3D printer. I've not put the terminals on this one yet, but I do use them myself because they take PP3s or AAs. Let's get them two out of the way then, because they ain't no good to anybody. That one's in pretty good nick there. That looks brand new. It's a date on them, 93. Let's assume that's 1993, those batteries. Right, let's pop the soldering iron on, because I'm going to have to solder this one back on, look. I mean, yeah, don't think that's going to do it, right? Say, feel free to ask any questions about the channel or anything that you got yourself, anything you're working on yourself at the moment. Just heating up the soldering iron. Just grab a bit of solder. You've got a little can there. There's a little module in this one by the looks of it. Yeah, I'll totally restore this, and I should be keeping this. So hands off anybody that wants it. These plastic capacitors, I'll restuff those with new capacitors inside them. This gives it that authentic look. It's pretty grubby in there. The grommets have perished on the ferrite, on that end anyway. Got a Celestian speaker, look, 35 ohm, unusual size. 35 ohm, but depends how they designed the amplifier, I suppose. Gonna have a World War II civilian utility radio, Theo Bovril. Oh, that's interesting. Ha, buddy, you're working on a Pioneer SX636. Is that an amplifier? SX636, or is that a tuner? I'm not sure. I used to have Pioneer. All my hi-fi stuff was Pioneer back in the day. Right. Oh, stereo tuner. Yeah. Oh, good luck with that, buddy. Right, soldering iron's heated up. I just want to put a bit of lid's breaking off here now. So put a little bit of solder on that just to tin it. I'm only doing this so I can fire it up, really. So look at this. As usual, they wrap the wire around it. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's getting hot. It's getting hot. Come on, get off. There. Right. Just tin that as well. There we go. Right. I'm way behind myself on my video over there. Yeah, complex things those, buddy, aren't they? I've not done a tuner. Not to say that I won't, just not had one in to do. So we've got two 9-volt supplies. I'm going to connect them up separately. Let's get over to my power supplies. Let's get 9 volts on each side. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. It's all in shot. So I've got no current limit read. I can't like set a current limit on this one. I've just got to basically turn the current back until it just cuts out like that, then back again. So I'm just on the edge of the current limit. Just kicked in. Wrong one. That was volts, not currents. Okay, so I've got 9 volts on each channel, just on the edge of the current limit. Let's get some leads out here. Let's hook this thing up, see what happens. Hopefully none of the magic smoke comes out, because I have not got any of those transistors at all. So if anyone's got a big stash, chatting while the solder's done. You're not soldering, surely? Right. I think there's a bit of a lag on the chat, so apologies if you don't think I've replied. It's just that it is lagging. So I'm looking at the chat on my iPad. I don't know why the chat won't come up on that, but as I say, it's all new to me. So that's one side connected up. Better watch me that I've got the light positive and negative the right way round. Done that before. Here we go. Yeah, I'm not sure on those utilities. Is that the ones that they issued? I think, didn't they issue the utility radios because people couldn't afford radios back then, but they wanted to be able to listen to the war and propaganda stuff and that. I'm not sure. Right, so we're connected up. Let's make sure we're off. Sorry that you're seeing the back of the set at the moment, but we'll turn it on and see what happens, and then I'll pull it around the other way. Actually, let's start it on a bit lower voltage first. Let's start it on, say, 6 volts first. It should still work on 6 volts. Usually the electronics on these were made to work even on a depleted battery, so you can get another. Right, so on 6 volts, let's power it up. Can you hear it hissing? It's coming to life. I don't know whether it's not worked since these batteries ran out in possibly in '93. Could have another swig a minute because my voice is going. Okay, well it initially drew 30 milliamps. It's gone down to 1 milliamp now on 6 volts. So I'm gonna, let's track them. I'm just going to pull the voltage up. If I push track it basically it connects the 2 channels. And whatever I do on this side, it does it on that side as well. So yeah, it's definitely scratchy, but you can hear it. The volume coming up. 8 volts. There we are, 9 volts, drawing 20 milliamps. Looking good. So let me just see if I can turn this round so we can see the front without disconnecting my power leads. Oh. Yeah, not very good connection power-wise. Just got to put a bit of tape around that, I think, because those two are going to touch in a minute. Pretty close together. Yeah, that should be better. Right, what are we on? Medium wave. We should be able to get something on medium wave. Now that's going to be the light that's there. Yeah. You can still see it. No, that's not too bad.
The recommended retail price at participating dealers. Book now at Ford.co.uk. Terms, conditions, exclusions. See Ford.co.uk/motorcar for more information. Your time is now, and every second counts. So with the Open University today, and you'll soon see the difference.
It's very hissy. I would think that's capacitive, that's spec.
Get that promotion before getting to graduation. Be
that there, that you can hear, is that you can hear now is my AM transmitter downstairs. I've got it on royalty free, which I think is animal noises or nature noises. This what is picking up.
Match is sort of a little bit the same course as England's performance last year against South Africa, where South Africa got 340,
that sounds pretty good.
England got 329, and England were bowled out for 205, and they were in this sort of...
I think that's a local station, which is Radio Devon. But if you hear on minimum volume, there's still quite a hiss there. So that should be pretty silent on minimum volume, so the capacitors are pretty shot in the amplifier circuit. Hopefully it's not a transistor.
Hopefully from an Indian point of view he'll be fit enough to bowl, but at the moment he's not required. England 104 for 4, they trail by 225.
And the commentary is on 5 Live Sports Extra if you want it ball by ball from the TMS team. Remember you can watch it.
That might be 5 Live then. We'll check for copyright. That's our local station. It's actually not bad, sensitivity wise.
In New York, this wartime musical was an instant Broadway hit. Live from the Royal Albert Hall, next Thursday night at 7:30.
8 years ago.
Yeah, it's picking up that light still.
Before they even won that breakthrough title in 2012. Again, same questions with Aguero. You in a similar position in midfield, Leon. What makes him so difficult to face? His ability.
Hi Tam, how are you doing? All right, mate, nice to have you on board. So what have we got? Yeah, so Theo Bovril was saying utility radio was produced to make up the shortage of available radios during the war, since no manufacturing during this time was being carried out. So yeah, I think they're pretty basic radios, aren't they, Theo? I think that's assuming your name is Theo. I think they're pretty basic radios. But yeah, like you say, probably something quite nice to start on for a Volv radio. I'll be showing you one of my Volv radios in a minute that I worked on the other week, so you can have a look at that. So, medium wave is working. Let's get it over. Is it squeaky? Yeah, Sean, you say it should come up mint. It's looking pretty good, actually. I mean, we've got a little bit of a ding to the case there, but I think that's just on the varnish. Some of the varnish is lifted on that side. I think it's just the varnish there, really. All the veneer's intact, apart from down in this corner. There's a little bit of veneer off, but really that is out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind, so they say. The only thing that's going to be tricky on it is this scale here. Again, I'll bring that up a bit closer in a minute so you can have a look. But basically, the paint on the back of this scale is peeling. Luckily, all the stations are still there, so I might be able to peel the paint off, repaint it in over the top, well, in behind the lettering. All right, Doug, how are you, mate? Nice to have you on board. I don't know whether you like seeing me or not. I mean, very, very rare on any of these radio channels that you see the people working on the stuff. I think Peter does show his face quite a lot. TRX bench, but yeah, you don't usually see hardly anybody. It's because you got all your camera gear focused on what you're doing, and I can't zoom in on this, so unfortunately you've got me as well. So unfortunately, yeah, it is a nice set, Tam, or is it Tom? It's Tam, I think. Tom. It is a nice set. I've been after one of these. The grill cloth is lovely. Look, it's stretched a little bit, but hopefully I can stretch that back. I mean, you just can't get this fabric now. It's gold. It's got like a bronze metallic thread going through it as well. There's obviously all woodwork. And it's designed like a Volv radio, but with the innards, I mean, with the innards of a transistor radio. Anyway, stop waffling on, Graham. Let's get it on to long wave. Now, I ain't gonna have to turn the light off for this because it'll make hell of a noise on long wave like that. Sounds like we need to clean the long wave tuning capacitor. The only chance we've got is around about here, which is radio 4, 1500 meters, is it? I think that might be the waveband switch. Can I get at that without taking the whole thing out? I think I can. It's a wafer switch. Yeah, I can get at it, I think. Just get the power leads out the way. reckon it will work. Let's get my rubber mat out. Pop it down. Let's get the oxit. Again, this stuff is hell of a price over here, isn't it? I mean, it's a piddly little can, tiny little can. If you compare that to like a can of air, what is it? 142 grams. It's got to be, I don't know what that is in milliliters, but it is good stuff. It is good stuff, I must admit. But it took me a while to save up to get another one. Anyway, I'm just going to hit the contacts here. Careful. Yeah, they're pretty damaged up actually. Just give a bit of a work around. Right, let's connect it back up again. Chat's gone off again. Come on. What are we saying here? Heating it up stretches it back to shape. Ooh. Works well even there. It's daytime. Yeah, it's daytime here. East Finn, welcome on board. It's not shortwave, so we do tend to. Oh, hello. Look at that. The other ones come off as well now. Yeah. Yeah, Tam, that is a real beauty, that is. Excuse me, just looking for my wire cutters, but all my boxes are in the way. Wire strippers even. Because the other terminal's dropped off, look. So I've got to solder that back on as well now. Yeah, Tam, that Icom IC756 was my main, well, was my only HF transceiver for many years. It's a lovely, lovely bit of kit. I've spoke all over the world on that. I wouldn't have got rid of it, to be honest. It's only that I know Clint had that ELAB thing, and you know, no matter what the blurb says on it, you know, they say it's a HF transceiver, but it ain't made as an HF transceiver really. It's made as an SDR. It's got transceive capabilities, I would say, but I've not had one, so I can't really comment. But it's an excellent receiver. Yeah, the Icom is a complex bit of kit. I do need to speak to him about a couple of the settings on it actually, because I noticed on his videos they're the same. Just needs to tweak it a little bit, so I'm sure I'll catch up. Cheers, Theo. It is Theo, isn't it? I hope it's Theo. Anyway, Theo Bovril. Yeah, it's actually just gone 3:30 here. My missus finishes work at 4, so she'll be trying to ring on the phone that I'm live streaming on. Okay. Tell you what, wrap this wire in good, haven't I? Trying to get all the old wire out so as I don't have to do the same job twice really. Come on. Yeah, looks like they put the wire in and then wrap it around and solder it, which is all very well. It's nice strong connection, but it doesn't help when you're trying to take it apart. Trying to get all the little strands off if I can. I'm a fussy git, am I really? But I can't help myself. Yeah, cheers, Theo. As I say, I don't really go at a fast pace anyway, so still got some more to do. This is just really unboxing these radios. I've got another radio which I'm actually going to do some work on in a minute, so I get a chance. Right, let's got the muck off of that. Does get a bit hot though. Ah. That's hot. That is hot. Let's get my third hand tool down here. I've only got one hand, one set of hands. Save messing about. This is also what I use for spraying things as well, which is why it's nice and silver. Look. Oh, you can't see that, unfortunately. I am a little bit out of shot there, but hopefully you can see what I'm up to. I'm just having to solder the negative back on this. So for some reason, both the battery terminals on this side only are hanging off. There we go. Should have an extractor on as well, really. Naughty. Who's going? Colin. Cheers, Colin. Thanks for joining me, mate. Anyway, nice to have you on board. Is my video reversed? Was it? The video's reversed, is it? Oh. Shame the video is reversed. So am I reversed? I mean, I can only see. That's not reversed on my stream. Unless I've reversed it somehow. I don't think so. No, that's in front of me. Right, Keith, how do you remove radio knobs? I can't get off to clean it. Well, these have got grub screws in them. Another thing you can do, if I got a bit of cloth to demonstrate, you can put string behind them. My trade years and years ago was a gas engineer, and we used to have trouble getting knobs off cookers. We used to use a little bit of rag like that, stick it in behind the knobs, work it in around all the way around, then grab over the cloth and pull the cloth. You know what I mean? So you stick that in behind it. I count on this because they've got like a felt washer in behind. But yeah, you just stick that in behind all the way around, and then you can yank them off, or you can stick some string behind them. Usually 2 bits of string or string with a loop, and then pull it that way. What I try and do myself personally when I get them jammed is I try and get to the back of the knob. Sometimes in behind the radio you can see the knob through the radio itself if it's up there. Give it a squirt of WD or some contact cleaner as well. That'll sometimes make them use. Yeah, I am using the front facing phone. Yeah, I am. Cheers. No worries, Keith. I am using the front facing camera because the rear facing camera I can't see myself. Well, I could now, but I can't alter the settings, if you know what I mean. It's weird. So I may try it. I'm looking at my video on screen myself. Yeah, you're right. You can only really notice it on the clock, can't you, I suppose? I suppose the writing on the radio is reversed. I'll have to have a look at that for the next one. Unfortunately, I can't hook my normal video camera up to the computer. I use an iMac, and I've got video and audio out on my camcorder, but I can't connect it to the iMac. I can probably get some adapter to do it, but it's an old iMac. Right, let's connect this back up again and see if we can get long wave. Now I've hit that switch with some switch cleaner. Hopefully it'll spring into life. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've got various settings on the camera. If I reverse the camera, it would just stick it out the back. What other options have I got? Mute microphone, share. Yeah, I think that if I reverse the camera, it switches it around the other way. Yeah, if I reverse the camera like that, it switches the camera around probably the right way, but you can't see me. So I am having to use a front-facing camera, unfortunately, due to the way it's all set up. Yeah, I didn't notice that myself. Yeah. Ooh, what's that? It's actually 1543. It looks like, I don't know, it looks weird. Anyway, you can see roughly what I'm up to. Hopefully my speech isn't reversed. Right, so let's power them up again.
Winner of 100 from Turf to Watford. Excellent away.
It's like a Volvo radio. It takes its time to warm up. Look.
Day 2 will have your highlights. BBC One.
That's a capacitor. I mean, those old classy things are rubbish.
Just wrap up your thoughts on.
Right. Oh, that sounded a bit better, didn't it? Just turn that light off.
Shammy. Bowles, he's trying to hook that. That's gone whistling through as well. This is proper pace. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've got 80 miles an hour.
Hello, John. Welcome on board, mate. Yes, definitely Russian.
That was recorded on here on our screen. Because all this technology is 80 miles an hour, and I'm sorry.
There we are. Look, we've got the cricket on Radio 4.
Miles away from that, a quick ball. It just shows that these things glitch sometimes. Well, yeah, but 80 miles an hour, that's about your pace.
So we've got tone on this one. High, low.
Well, they do. I mean, obviously, the fuller the ball, the higher your MPH by and large, because it decelerates having hit the pitch, whether it looks like it or not.
I mean, that's maximum volume. It's not that loud, so.
Next, done for speeding, if ever that happens, and they probably won't really take it. Of course not.
See if it pick anything else up. Oh, tuning capacitor shorting on that side.
Right, who throws on the run, finds Pant.
Yeah, there's nothing else really on long wave here. Sometimes you can get an Irish station and a French station.
We'd be talking about the follow-up, but actually I think we more or less give it.
Well, there we are. To be fair, I'm pretty pleased with that. At least we know that the transistors are good, because you can't get them. Who else? We've got East Finn. No. Yeah, East Finn. Hello, East Finn. All right, mate. Well, you know, what can I say? Am I best from the left or the right? I don't know. I'd rather not be on there at all, really. just concentrate on the radios. You don't want to be seeing me really. So I'm really pleased with that. And that, that, as I say, is my radio. It ain't for sale at the moment, but you never know. But no, these come up very rarely. And I've been looking out for one for a long time, and they go for stupid money sometimes as well, especially if they're in good condition. And this one, to be fair, isn't in bad condition. I mean, the veneer on top's lovely. It's just, it needs the varnish taken off and restaining, and it needs a little veneer repair down in that corner, if you can see it. I was mentioning the lettering on the front. Let's get it up a little bit closer. Can you see the light colour there? See there's like dark patches in it? Those dark patches are where the paint is peeling off the back of the display. That's going to be really tricky to do, that is. But yeah, I think that might have to take pride of place somewhere. At the moment, my workshop radio is good old classic Hacker Hunter. And if I feel the need to listen to DAB, which ain't very often, I've got a Roberts DAB radio there as well, which I listen to Gold. It used to be called Classic Gold in the UK. Presentation comes across far better by having me in the frame. Okay, let's have a look. So what's Buddy saying here? I'm just running over some. So while the camera app is open and the front camera is selected, tap the settings icon and you should see an icon that looks like two heads in the profile. I haven't got that, buddy. What else have I got here? No, that's just nope. No, sorry, buddy, I haven't got that icon, mate. Nope. I haven't got it, unfortunately. So Sean's asking, what's best to clean a tuning cap? I mean, I have heard, and I've never tried this, so don't quote me on it. I have heard that if you take it out and stick it in the washing machine, not washing machine, don't put a tuning cap in the washing machine. Stick it in the dishwasher. Apparently, they come up really good. Don't know if anyone's tried that. Oh, I see. Might not show up when in record mode. All right, buddy. I'll have a look at that next time. As I say, I do mess about in here on a Sunday, which I'll explain in a minute anyway. But yeah, so that's one way, Sean, is to stick it in the dishwasher, mate. I've heard it done. I don't know if anyone else can confirm that. I've never tried it. Ultrasonic cleaner, that is supposed to be the way to clean it, I suppose, in an ultrasonic cleaner. But again, I haven't got one of those, so I'm not really sure. Other way is I tend to just get a bit of A4 paper or a bit of old ripped up paper, fold it over a few times, squirt it with isopropyl, and then run the isopropyl through the veins. I had a chap came to see me, actually drove up from Essex the other week. A chap that used to work for Hacker. He used to be a designer for Hacker. He brought his Super Sovereign back to see me, the one that I restored at Christmas, because the tuning cap was shorting out on one end. And I sort of helped him with it over the phone, and in the end he just brought it back over for me to have a look at. It's actually his record player that I've got. It's a Hacker prototype Centurion record deck that I've got to do. Oh, Buddy's saying dishwasher works a treat for cleaning tuning caps. There you go. See video number 40. Right, okay. Cheers, Theo. So, okay, you've got to be careful using an ultrasonic because it can damage the fins, the veins. Fins, I'll take it you mean. But yeah, I'm pretty. It might have been one of your videos then, Buddy, that I've seen it on. So if you look at Buddy's video number 40, he's stuck it in the dishwasher, but I think I've actually got a varnish coming off on my arm here, look. But really, before you go doing anything drastic like that, just fold over a piece of paper, squirt it. I mean, I got isopropyl here in one of these little squeezy bottles. I just squirt it with that. Incidentally, if you get it through a lot of isopropyl, you want to be using something like this, which is a big old tin of the stuff. It goes a lot further, and you get through a lot of it if it's in a spray can, and you've got all those propellants and horrible stuff as well. Right. Okay. So that's the Linnet. Really looking forward to doing that one. It's not going to be done in a hurry because I've got to get these other radios done that are in for repair first. So that one's going to have to take a back seat. Something else that I've got to do is this. Oh my, bubble wrap everywhere here. I picked up one of these. Again, the writing's going to be backwards, but it's basically a Velleman signal tracer or an injector kit. You've all seen my own homemade signal tracer up here, I'm sure. So that's my signal tracer, but it won't eject a signal, it's only a signal tracer, and I do pick up a lot of noise on it. So I thought, well, I will try this commercial kit. They're not very expensive. I've not unpacked it or anything yet, so I mean I will do a video of me putting that together. But it looks quite good. So it's 8 ohm. It says output power. Well, it doesn't matter. So you can power it from any 9 to 12 volt DC. So you can power it with a normal battery, 9 volt battery. And I bought this little case to build it in. And what I thought I probably would do is actually put a couple BNC connectors in there to put a scope probe in, because the scope probe, let's get the scope probe down. A scope probe is really handy for signal injecting, because you can hook onto stuff with a hook on the bottom, and you can clip onto your earth with that. So I thought I would stick a BNC on the end of it. Yeah, that looks like a good kit. I don't know if anyone's made. Oh, cheers, Tam. See you soon, mate. Thanks for joining me as well. Thanks for coming on board, mate. Good to have you, and I'm glad the R600 still works, mate. That was one of the first radios I sold, I think, that I did off on YouTube. In fact, I think it was the first YouTube radio that I sold. Let's have a quick look at the chat then a minute. The video is using salt vinegar solution. Oh, I see. So you didn't put it in the dishwasher then, buddy, with salt and vinegar. Sounds like fish and chip stuff over here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's something that'll be coming up soon. I'm not going to open it up now, because it'll be all over the place. It's got a little tiny circuit board, and I'm going to get some standoffs, mount it in there. And I don't know that it'll take the place of this one. But, is there a little speaker in it? There must be some sort of sounder in it. But it's got a difficulty rating on the front, look. 2 out of 5, so it ain't hard to put together. All you need is basic soldering skills for that. So that's something that'll be coming up soon. So how are we doing time wise? Just coming up to 4 o'clock in the UK in the afternoon. So let's have a look. Sunday. So normally on a Sunday I work on my own stuff. I work on other people's stuff most of the week. Saturdays, if Mrs. is off, I don't do anything radio wise. But Sundays I usually mess about, take some time out to work on my own stuff, or just fiddling with something that I fancy having a go at. Nothing heavy, and if I don't get it finished, I don't get it finished. So last radio I did was this one over here, and Sean will know this one because he was riding along with me on Facebook Messenger as we were doing it. This one I it wasn't really a restoration. I had this one in my sort of junk pile for quite some time. I thought, well, I don't really like it. It's really plastic. It's cheap. It's nasty. I didn't really go a lot on it. Anyway, watching people restore Volvo radios and that, I thought, well, that's, you know, I'm not going to do any harm by having a go at it. So on one Sunday, I spent the day on this, mainly doing the electrical work. I haven't done a lot. I've sort of polished the plastic a little bit on it. But this is a Pi R33. It's one of these ones that hasn't got a transformer. It's only got a dropper. I'll just quickly whip the back off. I'm not going to do anything to this one today because it's pretty much done. Just show you what it's like inside. You won't be able to see much of what I've done, but it's quite a modern set actually. It's from 1965, so it's actually, although I look only 30, it's actually from 1965, which is 1 year younger than me. So yeah, that's the insides of the set. So it's a 3 volt set from memory. Yeah, it's a 3 volt set. All the electronics in underneath I've done. I've done all the capacitors. I've put new electrolytics in underneath the smoothing can in there. And this is a dropper resistor. Again, I don't know a lot about Volvo radios, so I had quite a lot of fun doing this one. I managed to short out put a new resistor in to try and drop the HT. To drop the HT a bit, I put another resistor in it, mounted it the wrong way round, and I had my lamp limiter connected to it at the time. You can see I put new cable in it as well. I had my lamp limiter connected to it and fired up, and all of a sudden I had this big bright light bulb, so I turned it off quick. Lucky I had that lamp limiter in because it would have tripped all the house electrics out, I think. And it turns out that as I pushed the chassis in, because I put it's one of these like ceramic resistors, something like that, ceramic one like that. I had it stood up right like that, soldered in on the board. Obviously it wasn't as big as this, only a little tiny one. And as I pushed the chassis in, it touched the speaker. Of course, the speaker is connected to earth, and it shorted it out. Luckily, I had my dim bulb tester, or lamp limiter. I think the Americans call it dim bulb tester. We call it a lamp limiter, series limiter. Useful kit to have. So I'm just going to put the cover back on this. Cheers, Dan. Thanks for joining me, mate. It's 11 AM here. You only just woke up, mate. See you soon, mate. I hope you enjoyed it. Nice to have you on board. Dan's videos are well worth watching as well. He does a lot of retro radio stuff, beat boom boxes, that sort of thing. Of course, Buddy's Radio Shop. If you're not a subscriber of that, then why not? Buddy's done some great videos. In fact, I haven't caught up with your latest one, Buddy, I don't think. So just popping the back on this one. As I say, this is just one that I did the other week. I've got quite a few Volvo radios here, actually, smaller ones like this. So you will see some coming up in the future. I actually did some repairs for a guy, and in payment, he gave me about 4 boxfuls of radios. 2 of those boxes were full of Volvo radios. Let's get that out of the way for a minute. A bit of a tidy up. Yeah, so as I say, on Sundays I tend to work on my own stuff. And during the week I was browsing through Facebook Marketplace. Not that I'm condoning Facebook or trying to promote them in any way. I very rarely go on Facebook. And I saw this radio pop up, and I think the lady had been trying to sell it for quite some time and couldn't get rid of it for some reason. So it wasn't expensive. Let me just get it and I'll show you what I mean. It's this one here. It is a Telefunken Bajazzo TS. And I've got some literature that came with it as well. So it's a TS-M3611 Telefunken Bajazzo. It even came with a sheet, which is brilliant. So I've looked it up online, and these schematics are not that clear online. How about that? Now I'd like to say thanks to the lady. I think it's Carol. Carol over in Chumley. Thanks very much for that. Did a very good price on it for me. It belonged to her father. Her father's now gone into a nursing home and couldn't take this with him. And you know, sadly, she had to get rid of a lot of his stuff. And this was just one thing that was remaining. So I went down, picked this up, and said that I would restore it. And her father's actually in a nursing home not very far from me. So what I was going to do was I was going to refurbish this as best I can and actually take it in to show him. And she said he would absolutely love that. So that's the plan. It is my radio. I'm going to probably keep hold of it. I've been looking out for one for a while because it's German. It's a German radio, very well made, and it's a heavy bit of kit. I've never had one before. Telefunken's good stuff. I've got a clue how it comes apart. But yeah, it's a lovely looking radio. Right, what are we saying here? Isolation, yeah. Yeah, good stuff, Sean. Well said, mate. Need to get buddy you off, are you? I need to get busy and make more videos myself. So much to do. All right, mate. Cheers for joining me anyway, buddy. And, enjoy your channel, mate. I really do. I do try and watch nearly all of your stuff. Right, so yes, back to the Telefunken. I think there's a couple reasons why people weren't buying it. One is the top has come loose off the aerial. Now, it isn't broken off, which is strange. It just sits on there. So I'm really not sure what to do with that. I could epoxy it. It's not a tight enough fit to heat up, but cheers, buddy. It's not enough. It's not tight enough to heat up and put on. I don't know. But the rest of the aerial's there. It's all working. A bit stiff actually. It's going to need a squirt of WD before I try pulling that up properly. All the knobs are there. In the photo on Facebook, I didn't think the knobs were on there because these look like two stems, but if I hold it up close to the camera, you can see it's all there. The issue is these two. I've got two missing little, what do you call them? I don't know, labels. So they're just bits of aluminium with lettering on them. One should be UKW. And the other one is medium wave, so both of those are missing, so I've got to try and make something. I also noticed there's a bit of paper or something in the window there. I don't know what that is. Just inside there, if you can see it. No, you probably can't. Looks like a bit of paper in the tuning scale. Anyway, let's have a look. I believe it's a 9-volt set. Let's have a look what it says on here. Well, they were designed to be used in a car as well, which is why you can see it's got a car button on it. Where's my power supply? Yeah, 9 volts. 9 volts, I think, unless you switch, there's a little picture of a car there. I don't know what the envelope button's for. I don't know. Let's have a look at the Oh, yeah, Racing Demon. I think it's Mike, isn't it? Is it Mike? Yeah, Hamburg 41. I'd love one of those. They're lovely sets. Yeah, he's actually got a radio, Sean. They bought him a Bose radio, so he's in the nursing home listening to his Bose. But apparently, it's according to Carol and her husband, the first thing that their mum used to do every day when she came downstairs was turn this one on and tune it in. So it's got quite a lot of family history. I'm surprised they parted with it really, but they did say they'd really love to see it restored. So it's going to get a really good clean up. There's a little nick in the speaker fabric there, which is a little bit of a shame because it's like a white speaker fabric in behind. I'll have to see if I can get anything like that. It's a bit dirty on the grill, needs cleaning up, but that's going to be the hardest part, is getting these two done. Because it's quite a shiny you can probably see it shining there. It's quite a shiny aluminium with the black lettering on it. I've got nothing. I've got a W and a K, so I can get a UKW. I was thinking of trying to price one of these off, scan it, and try and recreate it on laser transfer paper. Get it on laser transfer paper, cut a piece of aluminium to suit, and then slide the transfer paper onto it. The other thing is, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get a shine like that. So it might look odd with two odd shaped odd buttons. So if anyone's got one of these, or anyone knows of anyone that's got a scrap one, I'm after the UKW in the medium wave. Yeah, yeah, I know, Sean. He's got his Bose. He loves his Bose apparently, but he'd probably love this one better if it was all working. Telefunken. Well, East Finn says you owned one. I mean, they're supposed to be good radios. I mean, all this German stuff is so well made. Right, let's have a look and see if we can get some power on it. Now, I believe you've got to push that button. There we go. So I wonder which ones are connected to where. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells. Is that D cells or C cells? D cells. Yeah, I would rather power it up on my power supply really, but it was working apparently, so I think we're going to be okay. There's all sorts of plugs on the bottom. I think you could get a bracket system for this to put it in the car, so it was available with an optional bracket. There's a plug there. Oh, that looks like it's a power supply there. Oh, it could be headphone jack in there. There's other things here. There's like a tape player and aerial sockets in the side. I think that's a light button on the end there. Let's get some batteries in the beast then. How many have we got? How many is it want? It wants to eat 6. Have I got 6? Let's have a look then. We have power. Around. Yep. Go back in though. Very neat. That's really locked in there. So let's go with FM then to start with. I'm not going to fully stick that area up because it needs squirting with some WD first. And let's just look a bit of wire onto it for now. Right, here we go then. Fingers crossed. Will it work? Sounds like it is. Just get that bit of something falling off inside there. Oh, scratchy.
Culture when I'm reviewing books.
But what does that mean? What does that mean?
So what means? Because you know, reviewers are also
readers.
Yes.
Have
Yes.
been known to.
True. But what it means is that I read from. So I, as you can tell, I am a black woman.
That's a beautiful sounding radio. That sounds lovely.
Been othered. So when I read books, I'm paying attention to what are the deficits in the text, the cultural deficits. I'm not too consumed with the technicalities. I'm not too consumed with, you know, the structure of
Treble's working, but I don't think the bass is.
Good writing is great. I hate bad writing. But more importantly, I appreciate nuanced, sensitive stories that humanizes the characters, that the characters depict.
Official #1. Trap money. Got me in my feelings.
Life hacks about today, hopefully fun.
Yeah, the bass doesn't sound to be working, but that's going to be a capacitor, I would think. And the dial alignment's out as well. We should have classic FM there. I don't know if there's an AFC. I don't know what that envelope button is. There's no AFC button on it, so assuming that's automatic. So that'll be classic FM, look. So it's actually 1 megahertz out, it's shown on 99 instead of 100. So that's just an adjustment inside, a bit of alignment. Let's try medium wave then, which is that one. Sounds to be working. I think that's medium wave.
3 Manchester United players. Quite a heavy challenge, but not heavy enough to be a free kick. So Manchester United will do it again.
Yeah.
We're already getting an impression here of exactly what the worth of Andreas Pereira is to this Manchester United team.
Looks like Mrs. Ringing.
Incredibly mobile, and he looks as though he's full of confidence and looking to take advantage of the situation that he has here. Starting games for Manchester United.
Well, what I like about him, John, is that he's constantly
looking to read the play. If Brighton have the ball, he's assessing where they're going to pass it. He's already on the loose balls. He's that type of player that allows a Pogba.
I feel a shiver in my spine. You can feel changes coming down. It doesn't matter.
Wow, that sounds a bit better than the Dinatron, to be fair. Oh well. Hopefully the Dinatron will sound as nice as this once it's done. So let's try long wave. KW, that's going to be shortwave. Oh, we've got shortwave as well, okay. So there we are, that's that French station on long wave.
c'est vraiment notre ADN, nous, famille d'agriculteurs. Moyen terme.
Strokes, one went for 6. One crashed straight to deep mid wicket.
And there's a cricket again.
It's four. It's a one-day field. It's 4 on the leg side boundary. Fine leg, deep square, deep mid wicket, long on, under long off, under deep backward point. As Sharma approaches, bowls wide, and Butler tries to latch on to that.
Okay, well, the volume's not bad, but it definitely needs capacitors.
What's the part of sitting there? They've added.
Turn that back on. Right, let's get a long wire across and we'll have a look at shortwave a minute. See if there's anything on shortwave. So I'm just going to clip this on the aerial for now. It has got a socket in it for an aerial. So this wire is just, it's only about 40 foot just strung out across the garden at the moment. It's not really connected to anything, and there's my top of my aerial gone again. Now I'm going to have to turn that off. You can hear the interference, unfortunately. For some reason in here, I think it's my one of them Wi-Fi extender things. I can't really call them now. Yeah, I'm on the south, Sean. Yeah, south coast, mate. Well, this runs from the 75 meter band up to 180 meter band, which I think, right, okay. The reason that's 75 to 180 meters is that's the marine band by the looks of it. It says International Marine Band. So I ain't going to get a lot on that, I don't think. Okay, well, nothing heard on shortwave, which is not a surprise, to be honest. You know, it's 20 past 4, and I mean you'll hear amateurs on 80 meter, but not until after dark, really, around here. It's pretty unlikely to hear anything on shortwave. It's not got BFO, so you won't be able to actually hear any amateurs on sideband anyway, so you'll only hear if there's any broadcast stations in this band, but I don't think there is. I mean, a lot of you out there that watch this channel are shortwave listeners, and you'll know a lot more about this than me. But yeah, basically it's 75 meter band to the 180 meter band. So we've got the 80 meter band, I think it's 160 meter amateur band, isn't it? Oh, it's 180, I'm not sure now. But yeah, basically it's 4 megahertz to 1.7 megahertz, so absolutely no chance of hearing anything in that at this time of day. You really need to be after dark for that. Let's get the top of my aerial back on. So I think I'm going to start wrapping this down now, because it's 4 o'clock, 20 past 4 now. My missus is on her way home from work, so I've got to get the tea on. I was hoping to take this apart and maybe have a look inside it, but that's for another video, I think. As I say, keep watching the channel. I've got plenty coming up. Anybody got any last sort of questions or queries? Anything you're working on or want to say before we close it down? I've still got some beer left, so, you know, just cheers. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. I hope you've enjoyed the very first live stream. I don't know how long I've been on now. Does it tell me on here? How long have I been on? Too bloody long, I suppose. I don't know. I've been on a fair while, rabbiting on now anyway. Probably about an hour, I would think. Must be. Yeah, cheers. Thanks for that, Noise Jammer. All the best, mate. I say I'll probably do this. We'll see how this goes. I mean, there's quite a few people been watching, so thanks really for joining me today. You know, without anyone to watch, there's no point doing a live stream, is there really? So it's great to have the chat and have people interacting. I think without that, it wouldn't be worth doing. But I think because I've got a lot of people on board and people are watching it, then yeah, I'll carry it on if people want it, and I'll see if I can swap that camera around for everybody. I don't know, that's a weird one. Ideally, I need a camera that I can connect to the computer either via Wi-Fi. I don't know. Anybody got any ideas on how to live stream? Then let me know. If there's any tips, anywhere I can set it up different, then let me know. Anyway, cheers. Thanks everyone for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed it, and join me again soon. Bye for now. Hopefully this will end it.